The exhibition is called Your Wounds Will Be Named Silence, and what that is about is that before 1980, Zimbabwe was ruled by a racist white government, and then they had a war, and a lot of people died for a dream of independence and freedom, and they fought for Robert Mugabe and this dream, and Mugabe betrayed that dream, and every year people go on to sing the praises of those who fought and died in the war, but even today people are dying not under a white ruler but now under a black ruler, and they are not being praised. You know, they're dying in silence, and so that's why we call it Your Wounds Will Be Silence. The country's economy has been really affected by the rule of Robert Mugabe, and one of the big impacts is it's become very, very impoverished and very poor. I'd been doing this work from December 2011 until April 2012. All the time during that work, I had to be careful not to, to avoid the security officials. But in the end, they caught up with me. I was documenting Zimbabweans illegally crossing over to South Africa, and when I came back from photographing them, the police were waiting for me. They arrested me. They took me into the prison for 4 days, and they interrogated me. And then they charged me with making photographs in a prohibited area. I should have paid my fine and left, but then they kept me in prison for in total 26 days while they pending further investigation. The people are really friendly. I mean, this is the thing about Zimbabwe. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. The people are amazing, but they're a country living in fear. For me to come with a camera, a lot of people were very afraid to tell their stories. Other people were actually very, very happy. We had some conditions. You know, I wouldn't say their full name. I wouldn't say exactly where they were. But it was very important for me that we were very clear about what could happen to these photographs. I wanted people to have the full information so they could say yes or no. But still, a lot of people agreed to tell their story. And towards me, most of them are very friendly. Of course, there are the people who support the government, or who support Robert Mugabe and his party. Those people weren't so friendly. They see the white media as being very much against them. And those same people are used by the party to oppress the population and also to oppress free media. I didn't ever intend to do the portraits when I first started the work, but it became clear very early that it was really important to be able to tell these people's story. And also we were often talking about events which happened a long time ago. And sometimes there was no way other than them personally telling their story. But I photographed it in this way, especially with the portraits, because it was their first time to be able to have their own voice. I wanted them to be emerging from like this darkness to like emerging from this state of silence and this darkness in order to tell their story for the first time. It's impossible to know if this can really make any real impact. But what I mean, it's my hope that this work and other people will continue to do more work about Zimbabwe, and the world will know about Zimbabwe. And you know, I don't know if I, as an individual, can make a difference, but I know the media has changed the world, and I think the media can have a big impact on Zimbabwe. And it's the whole reason why they arrested me and put me in prison in the first place, because they don't want the media to tell this story. They don't want people to know about the real suffering. They only want their own message to come out. And that's why I feel that this work is important, and that's why I'm very happy that it's been exhibited here in Italy, and hopefully, you know, at least Italians will know where Zimbabwe is, and you know, and I think that the European Union and the Italian government can have a lot of influence on what happens in Zimbabwe. This work is now published in National Geographic in the May issue, which is great. You know, National Geographic has a great reach, and you know, a lot of people don't know about Zimbabwe. So for me, it's a great opportunity to be able to talk about this place that people are unaware of. All of my work focuses really on human rights issues and almost entirely in Africa. I would love to continue to work in Zimbabwe, but I've now been banned from the country. I'm not allowed to go back, which is one of the saddest things about that whole issue for me. But yeah, no, I will continue to go back to Africa. I've just finished a big project on mental health in African countries in crisis, so that's countries that have been through war or famine or massive displacement. So that was in 10 different countries in Africa. I'm doing a large project now on Nigeria, and I'm looking forward to starting that soon.